Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new month of international affairs. Today is, of course, February the 1st, and we are broadcasting live from the Dhaka's Gulshan studio. I'm your host, Shamsul Alam Pantha, and we have a very interesting panel today for discussion. In the studio, we have Mr. Abdul Bari, who is, of course, a senior journalist for the country and a permanent member of the National Press Club. I welcome him once again to the program. And alongside on Zoom, we have Hassan Ahmed Reza, who's, of course, hailing from Indiana University, alongside our geopolitical correspondent Norman Floyd Barnes joining us from Washington, D.C. Gentlemen, a very good morning to you. I believe it's very early in the morning in the United States. However, there is a lot of updates that I want to bring with you. First of all, the ICE protest is ongoing, and the Trump administration is now trying to denounce these two killings that happened last month. Alongside the Jeffrey Epstein sex offender case, there is a new files that has been leaked to the internet and leaked to the social media, and we understand there are people who are implicated in these documents. It includes Prince Andrew as well as Bill Gates, and one cannot forget Donald Trump himself. These are very important updates, and I want to know more, but I want to begin with Norman Floyd Barnes. What are the other updates that you have with us that you may share?
Greetings from Washington, D.C. It's the first day of February. Today we are still looking at the extreme cold weather on the East Coast, but also the federal judge has ruled that the operation put on by the federal government can continue in Minnesota. That brings a lot of concerns, additional protests going on. Matter of fact, the president has stated that he wanted his ICE agents to avoid and not get involved with any type of protest that's going on in Minnesota and other parts of the country. We're right now we're bracing for another storm. We're actually going through another winter storm on the East Coast, and our government is on a partial shutdown, which means that funding right now until Monday, when Congress can get back into session, is basically on a uh, pause. Certain areas like the Pentagon, uh, certain other operations, the Treasury, and also one important FEMA has been services funding has been cut short. FEMA has about $8 billion worth of funds in place right now to deal with any type of immediate weather-related emergency. But after that, they are running out of money. So it's a lot of things contingent on this budget, which has not been finalized. So right now, we are waiting to hear how the budget's going on as the Epstein's files has revealed more information about the uh, president and his cohorts dealing with the past. So this information is coming out at the same time, and also some royal family members are also being brought into this. So this is not going away. At the same time, we are dealing with issues in the United States, and our armada in off the coast of Iran is staged waiting for the green light from the commander in chief, Donald Trump, to take action.
Very important updates delivered by Norman Floyd Barnes, and of course, this will be the topic of discussion today, the U.S. partial shutdown, the ICE protests, as well as the Epstein file case. I want to just touch slightly with Hassan Ahmed Reza regarding the ICE protest. We know that two people have been killed, two Americans have been killed in connection. We do not know what their crime exactly was, but they have taken to the gunshot wound and they have passed away. Encouraging more protests along the 50 states. And I know that you are in Indiana and, of course, in Indiana University. I want to know more. How do you think all of these decision-making affects common Americans?
Well, a couple of things that really happening in that stream. Yes, protest is surging. Say, for example, in the last protest that we had, hundreds of thousands of people marched on the street, and the organizer described it to be prevent ISIS like illegal, what they call illegal action. So even what is really interesting is that students from the school, high school, participated in this. Say in Minnesota, there were like 15,000 people participated or more than that. And in some other places also, there were a massive protest. How is impacting people? Say, for example, we can see it in the reflection of how Trump administration or President Trump's approval rating is slipping. Say, for example, right now it's hovering somewhere 37 to 41, depends on which poll you believe. And that created some sort of like, probably that humbled the administration a little bit, and they're thinking about how to address this, because this massive protest has down the road has an impact on their midterm election as well. So in general, what I find from the anecdotes and other things from the people, as well as the news coverage coming, people are really believe that government has overreached its everything in terms of the legal authority, in terms of its the procedure, and the quality of the government should not be displayed or explicitly displayed this way.
Of course, very important updates coming from Hassan Reza from Indiana University. I want to focus back into the studio with Mr. Abdul Bari. Now, there is a lot of updates regarding the US, but I believe that you have some updates of your own that you would want to share. Of course, the question from my side would be regarding Donald Trump, his decision making. We know that there is two armadas or two ships in the Persian Gulf just across the Strait of Hormuz. Tensions are rising worldwide. We see protests not only in Iran that has happened, but also as well as in America, all the 50 states. We understand that the people do not want to see ICE back into their various states in America. So I want to know more from you.
Yes, long of the time, I already told in the past time, the past tenure of the Donald Trump was good. But second time, when came the Donald Trump again, then we are looking little bit problem everywhere. The main character of the American is now flashing to the people, is that America always try to dominate the world. But first time it was not. America was kept quiet and silent, as because long of the time they work or they expenses their huge quantities of the money and the arms nations in the Gulf War during the time of that. Then next time the America decided, or slowly they take this technique, they will not go to direct fight or war to the any country, any peoples. Now we are looking, America is again coming to show their power. We can state it here. The war is not only the one point. One is 3, 4. One is the, we can say, the diplomatic war. Right. At the part of the diplomatic war, the Donald Trump and America is trying to control their enemy or their opposition, to control how they can earn interest from the other country. That was the diplomatic war. The part of this diplomatic war, the sanction and the revenue, increase the revenue, etc., is the part of the diplomatic war. And another is the psychological war. So what is psychological war? When the diplomatic war is failed to achieve the aim, then Donald Trump is coming to show his psychological war. Psychological war is that, okay, we are going to attack Iran. Our warship is near of the Iran, and the sky, waterway, everywhere we are already targeted to Iran, and very soon the people of the whole world is thinking that maybe tonight the America will hit Iran. Everybody is thinking like that. All the civil aviation stop their this is tour flight, stop their flight, and the whole world was ready to hear that. tonight or tomorrow morning, the America will attack Iran. By the threat of the Donald Trump, I think it is the psychological war against the Iran. But Iran is very tactfully tackle the psychological war. In my view, Iran is win by this psychological war. The Iran is not surrender to the Trump. They said, if you attack me, then I will do these things. As the supporters of the Iran, America, this is Gulf War, Kuwait, another Jordan, etc. country also. The Iran is declared that if you allow American any aircraft to attack in Iran, we will fire. By the threat of the Iran, it's a one kind of psychological war against the Donald Trump and their what can say and their supporters country. They also under threat. This is, we can say it in this psychological. So the one point is diplomatic war, Iran is win. Second, psychological war, Iran is win also here still. And there is only one way is now in open in front of the Donald Trump. That is physical war. Physical war.
That's the last resort,
yes,
I believe.
Without physical war, there is no way to back from the Iran. So what can we say that now the physical war, if the America start this physical war, then America have need power. As per constitutions of the America, president have no right to declare war with any countries. But there is some point also is here during the time of the 2001 and 2002, when the Al-Qaeda was the big threat after the crash of Twin Tower.
9/11,
The president
11.
is allowed to use his presidential power as a chief of army. He have right to protect his country's interest and security. If they think this is threat for the America, president without permission from the Congress, president take action. But what sort of action? The judicial one opinion is also here. They said that the president is allowed to hit little bit targeted drone attack, missile attack to the accurate place, which is the threat of the America. Only president is allowed there. If the president is going to start this sort of attack, then he have no need to take permission from the Congress. But he have, from the time of the first fire, within the 8 hours, president is bound to inform it to the Congress.
Congress, yes.
If the Congress is not allowed, I am talking about the power of Donald Trump, what can Donald Trump can do. And within this, if any result is not come by the presidential power, judicial opinion, Donald Trump is ready continue this war up to 30 days. If the result is not come within the 60 days, then America should be back, or he will arrange to pass it from the Congress. We are looking as because the warship is near of the Iran. But yesterday, some of the leading newspaper already told, maybe no need to attack Iran. He already speaks, deliberate his opinion, Donald Trump. What does mean by it? So the diplomatic war win, and the physical, psychological war, Iran win. Now the exist is physical war. If the America come to do fight or attack Iran, then he have need to think what sort of weapon they have. During the time of Israel, 12 days war, though Iran is targeting the Israel.
Correct.
And you know,
and in the modern era, no one has been
damaged.
able to attack Tel Aviv.
So the Israel know what is Iran, what they have behind of this. each and everybody. Another conflict is working here. One is the euro and the dollar. This fight also here. European Union, they are not happy about the Trump.
Absolutely not, given the Greenland issue that has
Greenland issue and the others issue. We can say the Euro people is not allowed Donald or support Donald Trump. Donald Trump know it. If Donald Trump go to fight against Iran, then they have need to do it alone. The other country or the supporters and then alliance will not come to assist as per things. So the behind of this war, Iran, the Russia and the China, they are already, Russia already told it that if the Donald attack Iran, it not be good.
Of course, very important update.
This is one kind of threat to Donald Trump. After that, we think Donald Trump may be mentally crazy, but physically it's not crazy. He know if they go to attack Iran and what should revenge come from Iran. So America is trying to use another diplomatic war. What is that? He is trying to create problem inside of the Iran. Due to this point, the insides of the Iran have need to facing the own trouble insides of the Iran. Revolt, many of the people already revolt against the Khomeini rule.
And the death toll keeps on jumping, if not verified, on how many people that was killed during the latest protest in Iran. Very important updates from Abdul Bari.
Another thing is that the 5,000 or the 25,000
and then 30,000.
30,000, they are saying that. But Donald Trump has said that we have two conditions to Iran. One condition to stop the
nuclear weapons.
Nuclear weapons, another to stop killing against protesters. These two. So, by this speech, we can think that Trump already trying to find out the way how he can return from this risky game.
Of course, billions of dollars has been spent on moving the USS Abraham Lincoln from the Pacific waters, leaving a Pacific void for the United States all the way into the Middle East. Of course, a lot of the themes I captured from Mr. Abdul Bari is very important and will be in discussion today. I want to focus with Norman Floyd Burns. I'm sure you were hearing a senior journalist Abdul Bari in the studio that there are multiple fronts regarding war. One could be diplomatic, and then of course there are psychological and physical war options on the table. I want to focus something that has shaken the Middle East over the weekend. Of course, I am talking about the gas explosion. As of recent, it was called 5 killed in a gas explosion in Iran in 2 different locations. Of course, one can be the Bandar Abbas and another is in the northern of Iran. However, initially it was assumed that maybe it was Israel, if not the United States, that have carried out this issue. Latest, we found out that it was a gas explosion in Iran. And of course, Ali Largiani, who is of course Iran's Supreme National Security Council, he said that he is trying to de-escalate tensions with the U.S. Following days of heightened strain. I want to know more from Norman Floyd Burns. The tensions in the Middle East, American power in the Middle East, especially when Saudi Arabia had come out last week to say that its territory, both on land and air, shall not be used to target any nation as well as Iran. More from Norman Floyd Burns.
Yes, there's a tremendous amount of back channel communications between the United States, Iran, and the members of the Brotherhood in that region. The situation is very tense. The countries of the regions do not want a war, particularly Iran do not want a war. And the United States has a predicament that if they go in and they attack, what happens then? They remove certain people of the regime. Who will replace them? Right now, there's no plan. There's no someone stepping up to the plate stating that, if you take this regime out, we're gonna put this in. Right now, there will be more chaos, and we don't know where that will go. There's certain issues going on with Israel. They have Mossad agents there that has been threatened to be exposed if the United States attack, and that will cause a lot of problem with Israel and certain countries in Europe also. So this situation is very tense. The back channel communication is very, very strong right now. The president's office is in the State Department is communicating with Iran to work out some type of solution for this. Iran stated under no circumstances they will allow any type of attack by the United States on a facility, a nuclear plant, even a building. So they are stating we are not going to tolerate any attack by the United States or their proxies on this area. There will be all-out problems in the region for everybody. So the psychological part is strong. The physical part is on pause, and the diplomatic situation is deep and very intense. Right now, they're trying to work out a solution to avoid an all-out disaster in the region. A military attack is not going to solve anything. It will only exacerbate a bigger problem. And right now, no one knows what that could be. You go in and you hit a place, but it have collateral damage, and no one knows. One of the things Iran is very good about, they're very quiet on exactly what their capabilities are. So no one knows exactly what they can do or when they respond and when they respond. So right now, that is the big question. And we know that Israel cannot defend itself if Iran decide to let the drones and let other things happen right now. So right now, there's a lot of conversation about keeping everybody pause, calm, and not go off on a tangent, because they have once this thing starts, there will be no way to control it. That's the issue. That's why we haven't attacked, because we have no idea how the outcome is going to be. Yes, you can attack it, but we don't know what's going to happen from that, what may happen.
Very important updates delivered once again from Norman Floyd Barnes. I want to have a very simple question to Hassan Reza in Indiana University. There's a very simple question. The U.S. wants to disarm Iran of its nuclear weapons, and Iran would not want to bend its knee to any kind of power outside its territory. I want to ask you this very simple question. Will America succeed in disarmament of the nuclear weapons in Iran? What do you think? What's your observation?
Well, a couple of things here. Say, for example, we are not sure that Iran has any nuclear arm at this point. What America and European allies are talking about is halting the enrichment of uranium. So Iran has reached to a level, it's a 60 plus level, but if it reaches to 90%, then it's a weapon grade uranium. So that's where the contention. What is the Iran and the Western intelligence think that Iran has that capacity, but they haven't decided to do that. So that's one of the tension. Now, whether America can, in regards to your question, whether America can make sure that Iran don't have that enrichment facilities. We saw what happened in the past in terms of the bomb.
Right.
And then like how that's, closed down that Natanz facilities. But the thing is that extremely important part of this idea that when they try to do this, the challenge is that the technological advance that Iran already gained, you cannot eliminate that. The learning, you cannot undo the learning. That's the first part. Second challenge is that when we say Iranian regime change, what type of regime they are going to replace with? Because American plan doesn't talk anything about it. It's all about like that regime change and regime change. when this like a military leadership means like in the 15th of January protest, when the Iranian military really cracked down on the protester, and sometimes it's alleged that some of it was CIA and Israeli agents that steered some of those protests. America thought that they're going to bomb, but generals told President and his cabinet that only bombing Iran will not ensure a regime change.
Right.
Because there are two phrases that's been used. One is called like boots on the ground, meaning that American military might, soldier needs to be on the front line and fight the Iranians, IRGC to just like topple the regime, which Americans are gonna hate it at this point. It's completely contrary to what Trump has been pledging to Americans, that no foreign intervention, even though that's been violated. The second thing is, idea is that like sandals on the street, meaning that the protester need to be massively come out of their home, and America could facilitate by toppling the regimes, like the leadership. But is it possible to do that? I mean, American strategic thinker, as well as the generals who have some idea, the way they're talking about, no, it's not possible to do that. But what is the larger purpose here? The larger purpose is that, according to John Mearsheimer, he's one of those leading scholars on international relationship, is that America wants, in a sense, as a proxy war for Israel, they want to weaken the Iran, and if possible, could make it as a fragmented state, as a Syria model, because that could eliminate a lot of those challenges that Israel is facing from Iran.
Of course, very important discussion points that you've given us, Associate Professor Hassan Reza from Indiana University. There is more updates regarding the American power in the Middle East and how it has shifted in favor of Iran, but production team is assisting me to go for a short commercial break. So, ladies and gentlemen, please do stay tuned.
সারা দেশে লাখো মানুষের কঠোর কর্মতৎপরতা ও নিষ্ঠায় এসএ পরিবহন পার্সেল অ্যান্ড কুরিয়ার সার্ভিস এখন 16 কোটি মানুষের হাতের নাগালে। দীর্ঘ 30 বছর ধরে বিশ্বস্ততা ও দ্রুততার সাথে সেবা দেওয়ায় গ্রাহক সেবায় এখন শীর্ষে। বাংলাদেশে গ্রাহক সেবার সাফল্যের পর এসএ পরিবহন পার্সেল অ্যান্ড কুরিয়ার সার্ভিস এখন বিশ্ব বাণিজ্য কেন্দ্র সিঙ্গাপুরে। আপনার যে কোনো পণ্য সিঙ্গাপুর থেকে বাংলাদেশে বুকিংয়ের জন্য যোগাযোগ করুন। এসএ পরিবহন প্রাইভেট লিমিটেড, লজিস্টিক্স পার্সেল অ্যান্ড কুরিয়ার সার্ভিস, 22 রবার্টস লেন, সিঙ্গাপুর 218302। ফোন 0065 629 24900। বাংলাদেশ থেকে সিঙ্গাপুরে পণ্য বুকিংয়ের জন্য যোগাযোগ করুন ঢাকা সহ দেশের যে কোনো 80টি শাখা কেন্দ্রে। এসএ পরিবহন পার্সেল অ্যান্ড কুরিয়ার সার্ভিস, আপনার সেবা সব সময়।
Welcome, Grand Palace Hotel, Dhaka. A majestic lobby blending timeless elegance with modern design. Experience 5-star comfort in suites and rooms. Sophisticated fine dining restaurant. Crystal clear swimming pool for ultimate relaxation. Modern gym and serene spa for well-being. perfect venue for corporate events, weddings, and parties. Seamless and secured, elegant and eye-catching design. Indulge, relax, discover the first 5-star chain hotels in Bangladesh. Grand Palace Hotel Dhaka, 22 Kakrail, Dhaka, Bangladesh.
Welcome to Grand Club at Mirpur 10 Dhaka. Elegant spa and wellness facility for ladies and gents. Play pool and snooker in international style.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back on International Affairs. In the studio, we have Mr. Abdul Bari as well as Hassan Reza on Zoom, and alongside him, we have Norman Floyd Barnes. We were talking about Iran and the U.S. position, not only regarding Middle East, but also Donald Trump's administration and how he's seen being handled in the United States. There was a 40-day federal shutdown earlier on last year, and now there is a partial shutdown even after some kind of budget is being approved. But I want to focus on the different aspects in the Middle East. American power in the Middle East, one can easily connect the dots that America and Israel are two similar states who are exercising their power with other countries in that region. My question to Norman Floyd Barnes, it is a very trying time. We know that there are several bases in various countries of the Middle East belonging to the U.S. However, in the recent times, they have fended off any kind of notion of attack. Saudi Arabia came out saying that its territory shall not be used for this kind of aggression. On the other side, the Prime Minister of Qatar is in Tehran as of today. He is visiting Ali Largiani to de-escalate the situation, to understand how all parties can talk and mitigate this issue. Of course, everyone will come to the point of de-arming Iran of its nuclear weapons. Earlier on last year, we've seen 403 kilograms of enriched uranium disappearing inside Iranian facilities, and that is what tipped off the U.S. administration, and that is how all this aggression had started in the first place. So I want to understand what is the situation and what is your assessment. Norman Floyd Barnes.
The situation, as we stated, is a back channel conversation about the situation. The weapons part is being used as a get in for the United States to deal with the regime issue. The big issue is basically they're concerned about the government over there, and the government is not faring well with the people. There's mass protests, there's mass killings. The situation is not a very conducive one to work with the United States. So the concern right now is basically how does the United States have an impact on the internal issues that are going on in the country? It's very difficult from afar. Without having boots on the ground, without a total invasion, I do not see how this thing is going to really pan out. And the United States is not willing to do that. They're not willing to put boots on the ground. They're not willing to take over the government. It's too big a piece to deal with. We have our own issues here. So the current situation right now, they're talking back channel how to communicate, how to come to some type of concession that we are doing something, but we're not taking over the country. They would love to have the regime say, hey, we quit, we leave, let's go out the back door and go. But that is not going to happen. So right now, deep conversations are in place to avoid a conflict. Like I say, the conflict right now will not be an advantage of the United States, will not be an advantage of the rest of the world, and Iran knows this. But the world is concerned about the current regime, the government over there, how it's ruling, and they are not happy with this. But we've been in this situation for the last, what, 15, 20 years.
Right.
So nothing changes. Nothing is changing. Is that the world wants to change, but the regime say, well, we're not going to change. I mean, you have to change. So how this thing plays out, I don't know. But something has to happen. We can't hold the military in a stage right now to in an attack stage without some type of activity.
Right.
So let's see what happens this week. Hopefully, peaceful minds, wise decisions, and calmer passions will take over, and we can avoid this conflict because it's not going to be a win-win situation.
Right.
You go in and you try to attack them, you're not going to come out unscathed.
I must thank Norman Floyd Barnes for his observations. I want to get a very short comment from Hassan Reza. Do you agree with Norman Floyd Barnes, and do you think that deterrence shall be on the table as well as dialogue? Mr. Hassan Reza.
Well, there has been progress made. In fact, President Trump was announcing, making some comments, and where he said, well, Iran wants to make a deal, it looks like, and we are trying to make a deal. Let's see how it goes. I'm paraphrasing him, not the exact quote, but that's precisely how he's going. And there has been a huge diplomatic push from Thani as well as Middle Eastern countries,
Right.
including Saudi Arabia, to find a diplomatic solution. And it looks like Iran is taking it seriously. Iran has been weakened as well in terms of like economically as well as like militarily after those like 12 days war with Israel. So after the protest, it also like gone in array. So they want a solution as well. I believe that there will be something reaching out because the way America boxed itself
Right.
in terms of like confining itself, the same
Right.
is Iran as well, because now both of them wants to get out of this place.
Of course. Very important observation delivered from Hassan Reza. Professor Hassan Reza, I must thank him for joining on this program. Due to time restrictions, he has been disconnected, as well as Norman Floyd Barnes. I must thank both gentlemen on Zoom. But back into the studio with Mr. Abdul Bari. As you were hearing both the Zoom participants regarding the Iran issue, I want your comment on how you see this matter. It's not just Turkey, it's not just Saudi Arabia and Qatar, it's also as well as Turkey. Its Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan had met Iran's Abbas Araghchi, and they were the first to discuss a de-escalation to the situation. And I am receiving some breaking news regarding our region. We have a huge gunfight going on in Pakistan. The Balochistan Liberation Army is carrying out bombings in various parts of Pakistan in its region. But first, I want to understand what's your take regarding the American power in the Middle East, and how do you see the coming days?
This is big things for the America. If the America fail to achieve their aim in this crisis, then the economy and the others, all power will be completely grounded to America. America will be grounded in the Middle East. The matter is that, you know, Mr. Hassan Ahmed Reza already told about it. Just I'm touching the little bit point. What is the aim of the America? America's first aim is to change the regime. Second, to stop the nuclear weapon. And this is the main asking of the America. By this, for this achievement, America is long time doing many things in the Iran. They already killed Qasem Soleimani. They think that
Very
if
high
the Qasem
general
Soleimani,
in the IRGC.
this popular, very popular man, they think that if the Qasem Soleimani is crushed or dead, then Iran will lost their military power. That attempt is failed. What was the second? Second was that, you know, the Israel is heavily protected by the air defense, that is Iron Dome.
Right.
They know the Iran can attack them. For the test basis, first time the Israel attacked Iran. The war was in between Iran and Israel. Lastly, what we said in the 12 days war, what happened in the time of the 12 days war? all the defense systems of the Israel has been failed to protect the Iranian attack. What the Israel think that? Israel is thinking that if they capable to kill or destroy the Iranian general, then the military power will be crushed down in Iran.
There will be a psychological pressure amongst the top ranks of the
you know,
military.
they already killed the head of the Iranian military. But time of the 12 days war, it is showing that after the death of the general, the war is not affected.
The war had continued and several Mossad agents have been captured inside Tehran.
Inside of the Iran. So no, the Iran is heavily protected, many of the sites. But one time, only the Iran failed to control their inside protesters. This is one achievement of the US. So I think the protesters' violence and the spirit or the protester now is under control. So the one point is finished. If the Iranian authority control the protesters, then it is a one kind of big achievement for the Iran diplomacy.
Right.
Iran diplomacy. What is the second? Mr. Pezeshkian already told that we are trying to recover the economy, but they are not telling to the people. Due to the Israel war, we loses many money. Due to this crisis, it arises, but they are not saying to the people.
Every missile thrown at a different country has a huge cost burden on the economy.
But the Iranian authority or the president is not showing it to the people. Due to this reason, our economy is failed. They are not telling it, but they are telling it. We are trying to recover economy. So this is, we can say, it is very good initiative from the Iran present government. If the situation run like this, then there is no scope to shut down or grounded present regime.
Right.
So they will
important.
not achieve any things. One point is that. Another is that I already told you, by the heavy air defense, Iron Dome, etc., is failed to control or protect the Iranian heat. Naval base and the ship is the existence of the American naval base and ship, warship. Anytime they can destroy it. You look all over the Middle East, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, nobody have not air defense system. Nobody have not iron defense. They understand if they go against the interest of the Iran, then they can be heavily affected by the Iranian missile. The reason is that, the one kinds of threatened by the threat of the Iranian missile, now the all Middle East ruler
are now once again questioning.
Neutral. They are saying that we are not here. We will not allow them to use our land. We are not allowed them to our sky. I will not allow them to our water territory. So it's also the one point. I am looking that whole world is against of the Donald Trump.
Right.
The people of the European Union, Middle East, and Asia, South Asia, everywhere. Not only that, though American peoples also, most of the American people also don't like Mr. Donald Trump.
Right.
The little bit, few days already passed, though Starmer, the Prime Minister of...
Yes, Starmer, yes. He had visited China. And
visited China. What is the reason? Reason is that they know China is the largest economic country. And if they go to against the US decision, US already told by this war, which country is not help us, then we will use our revenue weapon to protect themselves from the Donald Trump revenue weapon.
Right.
They already, the European government is trying to find out the route, how they can escape. Reason is that the Starmer already first time visited in Iran. Heavy criticism against the Starmer visit. The people of the that is UK already told that he is going to surrender to the China.
And then there's this controversy regarding the Chinese embassy in London.
Also, but nobody is not hearing it. They have need to save their people, they have need to save their economy by the what's it, crazy behavior from the Donald Trump.
Of course, very important
only
updates regarding this.
said that what cannot made or make by the China. If you go to China, give this pen to them. We like this pen, it should be this type, they can. So the basic needs of the people, they can collect it from China. And the America have no scope or power to stop China to supply. They cannot throw sanction weapon to China. You cannot provide this thing to them. They're saying that if you purchase fuel from the Russia, then we will put sanction. They did it, but they are not telling it.
Economic attrition.
Yes, they are not telling it. If you purchase this from the China, we will put sanction against you. So the European people and the whole of the world is thinking that during the time of the Donald Trump, then we have need to save our country, people and economy. We have need to think the alternative way. The alternative way is only the China. China can save this country, those who are under threat of Donald Trump. And we are looking at another thing also. Maybe Donald Trump, very soon, Donald Trump will be victimized by their own country people.
Of course, an impeachment is being
heard. I heard that. I heard that impeachment. If the impeachment is came against the Donald Trump, you know, this is House of Representatives, the majority is against of the Republican.
Right.
And last time we saw the Republican members also not like Donald Trump's activities. They are also very unhappy.
His leadership, the way he is trying to lead, he has forced ice upon his own people. These very own citizens are now voicing concern with the administration.
Yes.
We've seen the No Kings protest happening in the United States. And not only so, you've
one day I heard that the people of the, I don't know it is fact or not, the people of America is saying that today we are happy. Reason is that our president is not in country. People saying like this. And recently, the one thing has happened, the military force already imposed to control the revolt in America.
Right. The National Guard has been deployed across all 50 states.
Deployed.
Yes.
That's also is showing that the American people does not like Donald Trump activities. American court does not like the Donald Trump revenue weapon. They already verdict. You know, recently the one thing you said, what about the one bill? The bill is
big beautiful bill. A bill imposed.
No. The bill is not passed by the House of Representatives. Congress is
Congress, right?
The bill also reason is that unhappy unrest against Donald Trump. So when the America go to attack anybody like the Iraq, the country is always trying to save themselves from the attack of America, but they are not going to do anything inside of the America. But I think this time the America also facing their own problem like the Iran.
Right.
Many of the protesters, many of the people,
the American protesters wrote down on a wall,
yes.
Ayatollah help us.
Yes.
So the American citizens calling up on the supreme leader of Iran.
Yeah.
So that is the diplomatic stance that is happening between these countries.
My question, I like to say that, so this unhappiness or revolt or the public agitation is diplomatically created by Iran or it is automatically created, we don't know. But it's showing that the majority portions of the American civil society's people is not like the Donald Trump decision. People don't like to see or engage in war. People like to live in peace. Why? All over the world, people is going to reside it in America. Reason is that there is a peace.
Of course, a very important
If the peace is going out, then why the people will go to live in America?
Right. I must thank you, sir, for your brilliant observations regarding all of these issues. As we come to the end of this program, I must also thank Hassan Reza from Indiana University, as well as Norman Floyd Barnes for for their increased support, valuable insight and contributions to this program. Ladies and gentlemen, as I draw a closure, today is the 1st of February. It is important because it's celebrated and it is marking the start of a month-long celebration of the African American history, also known as Black History Month, celebrating culture and achievements. As well, today is also an annual event encouraging women to wear the hijab in solidarity with Muslim women. Is also known as World Hijab Day. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for today. I am signing out. I shall see you all tomorrow.